Hi guys, Shaz here. So let's talk about upgrading your life. A lot of people think they have success or failure because they've done something wrong or something hasn't gone right or they haven't put enough effort in or something like that. But you know the main reason of why people never get anywhere or fail, it's because they haven't got the right habits in place. And it's not their fault, it's just that, you know, when you're doing something for the first time, it's really hard for your brain to think, I want to do that again. Think of it like this. There's a jungle, right? And you've got a sword and you're cutting your way through, and you know the first time you do it, it's really hard, right? But when you cut all those trees and bushes down, you've created a little skinny path, right? And then when you go up that path once or twice, the grass on it dies, right? And it's easier to walk. And then the more you walk, you chop a few more trees down and the path's getting wider and wider and wider. And then after a bit, right, you've been walking on that path like 10 times a day. And what starts to happen is it's really easy to go on that path. You can go like this and, you know, you don't hit the bushes on either side and you can walk down that path. You can now run down that path. Now it's flat, right? Where it was bumpy because you've been on it so long. Your brain is like that. When you come to do something new or difficult, it'll be like going down a new path. It'll be like a jungle with the weeds in it and bumps and stones. What you have to do is make the path smooth. Let me give you an example. Say you start going to the gym, right? The first time you go, your brain's going to be like, I do not like that, because your brain is trying to use the least energy it can. You know why? Because as humans, we used to find it really hard to get calories. Now we can get loads of calories. So if you go to the gym, train, you can eat enough now, yeah, to get bigger and stronger. But your brain is still like very primitive. It thinks, you know what, if I do something new, I'm going to use up reserves. So when you start the gym, it'll be hard at first. And then when you do it once, it'll get easier. You do it twice, it'll get easier. You do it for a week, it's a bit easier. You do it for a month, it's a bit easier. You do it for a year or a few months, it becomes a habit. Then the other thing starts to happen. If you don't do it, you'll feel like pants. And if you do it, because it's the trodden path and your brain knows about that now, it will reward you. Like, you know, when you look at your phone, you just about every time unlock it because it's become a habit. Or you get into a car and you just automatically go, it's because it's become a habit. For me, every time I get in that car, I drive to the office first because it's a habit, right? Life's success and failures are about building good habits. You know what? Another habit I'd like you to form is pressing the Mr. Shaz like button down there. Press it, ting, I want to hear it go ting, right? Have you done it? Right, let's carry on. Another example of this is, you know, when your alarm goes off in the morning, right? And you wake up and you go straight to the bathroom and you brush your teeth. That is another habit that you've just set into motion over the years. And guess what? It's really easy to do now and it feels great and you feel rewarded and you feel clean. And you know, I've been explaining these habits. They're not just limited to things that you do in your life, like brushing your teeth, taking a shower, putting your belt on, or keeping healthy and having a fitness routine. These habits can be used in your financial life. So if you start saving a percentage of your salary into a pension, the stock market, or anything, at first it might be a bit of a pain. Your brain might tell you, ooh, what happens if you lose that money? Ooh, I don't want to do this, it's hard. But guess what? When you start putting that, say, 10% away every week, every month, every year, right? Soon your brain will be like, oh, this is a good idea. That money is expanding. I'm going to have a better life in the future because of that. And then guess what? Then your brain will start to reward you once again for doing it. It'll feel better. You'll do more of it. And in the future, you'll have a better life. So once again, it's nothing else but a habit that makes you feel good and is beneficial to your life. So, you know, if you want to build some good routines, you can do simple tricks like every time you read a book and you finish it, or you set yourself a timer, right? You know, if you find it really hard to read a book or look at anything that is really good for you, like, you know, financial material or anything like that, you know, the trick could be to read a book and say to yourself, every time I finish 30 pages, I'm going to give myself a piece of chocolate. And it could be dark chocolate that's also good for you, right? And doesn't have too much sugar in. Or, you know, when you go for a run, you listen to your favorite playlist you know what will start to happen in the future? You'll want to listen to your favorite playlist, but you'll associate in your head that, oh, every time I listen to this playlist, I'm supposed to be running. So guess what happens? You form one good habit on the back of something that you like. That is a really great way of doing this. As well as habits, right? You've got to have processes. Let me tell you what I was doing a while back. What I was doing was, when I'd made my bed, I'd pick up my book that I was reading and I'd put it on top of my pillow, yeah? Then I'd go downstairs and I'd grab my trainers and I'd put them in front of the door as I left for work and locked the door. So, guess what happened? When I got home, I opened the door. What was in front of me? My trainers. I put them on, went for a run, went boxing or went to the gym, yeah? Then I got back, had a shower, did all my other stuff. And then as I was going to go to bed, because I had a bedtime, I would get there and there's the book on the pillow. What I had to do was lift that book off that pillow and, you know, put it to one side. But every time I'd lift that book off that pillow, I'd end up reading 30 pages. And then I just got into a loop, right? Every morning I'd get up, make my bed, because that's the first thing I do, because that's just a habit for me. I like to make my bed so I know I've done the first task of the day, and my brain thinks, oh Shaz, you did the first task, you completed it, you won. Then I put my book on it. Then, you know, I go downstairs, have my breakfast, do all of that, have a shower. When I leave, I put my trainers again at the door, and then the next day that whole loop starts again. And you know what? You do that for 30 days, 60 days, it becomes an absolute habit, and then your body starts to love it. So if you want to achieve anything in life, start by forming new routines, small ones, which will make you have new habits, and these habits will change your life over a longer period of time. Guys, imagine, right, that you take off in a plane, right, and you're trying to go from London to New York, right? And you know what happens? If the guy, when he takes off at London, right, he deviates by 1 degree, by the time he's supposed to be at New York, he might be in Canada somewhere. So just with life, you start having small steps that are good for you, instead of going the normal path that you were going to go, the mundane, boring, not good for your health, not good for your life. The small changes will veer you off to a much better path. So every time you do a small change, you'll be heading to a much better place for you, your family, and those around you. And guess what? I believe in you. Do not die average. Please like and subscribe, and see you next time. Thanks for watching.